looking at the Colorado Comedy Show's virtual event center and the new Mike Langworthy Theater. Just so you know,
new to us, not new to the world.
His contract writer is pretty extensive and goes into the exact thread count and sourcing of each one of the gold threads in the red curtain. He's pretty particular. But without further ado, I should introduce you to our host. He's an ace, number one in this place. Would you please welcome on Monday nights, the host of our comedy show, Mr. Mike Langworthy, ladies and gentlemen. Nice round of applause for Michael Langworthy.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. All but one of you is adorable.
What? It's already starting. Are you picking on the one black guy? Because that's what I'm wondering. Wait, there's black people on the show?
No, Gerry, I'm not picking on the one black guy, but way to make it about you. Anyway. We weren't even going to discuss race tonight, but
And I showed up.
No, it's not because you showed up. We're not. I mean, it was just something that we don't generally, go into things like
real stuff.
How in God's name are you watching a hockey playoff game? We don't get into that because Subban, a star. He's a star in that league, and I knew it was going to happen sooner or later. As soon as you solved your problems with the First Nations and started to deal with your black citizens, I thought it would be only a matter of time before black people would become prominent in the league, and I congratulate you for that. We are having a lot of trouble in American football, trying to get some black people into the management of it, because apparently the people who own the teams only own the teams because somehow they managed to miss the boat on that whole slavery kerfuffle during the Civil War. So now they own football teams, so they can just sort of squeeze their eyes tightly shut and think they still own black people. Anyway, that's just my take on this great country of ours.
Lighthearted way to start the show.
Oh, I try to, what I try to do. It
is always weird when you hear some professional player has been sold to another team. And you're like,
Yeah, I know.
There must be a different way of putting that.
Yeah, I think there's a different way of putting it, but they don't seem to have come up with that.
Optics,
Auctioned off.
Oh, that's so much better.
Yeah, so much better. Yeah, they go on the block.
Yeah. Did they look at their teeth first? Like, what's going on with that?
Oh, jeez.
It seems wrong.
Yeah, it does. It does seem wrong. So, at any rate, here's the thing. See how if you just introduce the topic, Chuck, and you kids who are just starting out in comedy, Bruce, listen to this. If you just introduce the topic, you don't have to be the funniest one in the room. You just have to recognize it when it comes out. See what I mean? So it turned into a comedy discussion with me just having to bring up the topic. It's a serious societal thing. I learned that from Richard. Oh, I'm sorry, Richard Pryor, for those of you who haven't.
Oh,
love him.
Yeah, I know. I hate it when people name drop. I mean, it was just it's one of the things. It really gets on my nerves. The whole name.
You know who's like that? Bob De Niro. He's awful with the name drop.
Rando warned me about him.
Enough already with this stuff. Come on. Yes, I am looking at
Marlon, why can't you just let me meet him and make my own decisions? Huh? And he's all, no.
So that's what he's about.
I get a cross smoke signal from Seychine Littlefeather after it.
Nice reference.
Yeah, you gotta.
Wow.
I've said it many times. Many times before the open mic. You don't just laugh at the open mic. You also learn. So anyway.
Mike, this is where I learned how to laugh, Mike. Okay. So think about that
again after that marriage, huh?
What? This I don't need.
You know, we give ourselves a lot of shit, but Ned and I, we really love people. Not necessarily each other, not necessarily all the time. I'm just saying.
You piece of shit.
Thank you. Coming,
I can't stay mad at you, Mike. I can't.
I know,
I tried.
well, sure, life is finite, so it has to end sometime. All right. Here's what I'm trying to say. This is my message of love to you as a group of people. A lovely show. We have people coming to us from all over the country and from countries outside the United States. A concept of United States only began to recognize relatively recently, that there are countries outside the United States. And because one of our acts is coming to us from Ireland, it's very late where he comes from. That doesn't mean you're getting on first, by the way. I want to just name the first two comics, and for the rest of the show, listen up, everybody. All the spots are 5 minutes. At 4 minutes, I flash a light that goes like this. Boom. You got a minute to wrap up. Let's see, what was I going to say? Sometimes I interrupt people just because I feel like it. It's my shows.
Sometimes.
So if you paid attention when other people were on, Ned, instead of filing your nails, you notice that not everybody gets interrupted.
I wish I knew what you were talking about. There's other people on the show.
I'm sorry. The funny thing is, we went to the same university, and I seem to have gotten something out. All right.
Weird.
I'm just saying that's how the show works. If you look, keep checking the public chat, because I go 2 comics ahead in the public chat. And since we were having such a great time solving all America's racial problems, I didn't get to talk about the first 2 comics. But let's do it this way tonight, because I know that one of our acts is taping across the hall. So we're going to try to get him in here while he can, and then he can.
You mean for his Christmas special?
Yes.
Why would you tape that in May? I don't get it.
Life expectancy issues.
Okay.
This particular person
Got me again.
Yeah.
You've bested me again, Langworthy.
This is this particular act is got 4th stage renal cancer, and we're hoping he lasts the fun. I'll be honest with you. Oh, come on, Jesus Christ. Do you think I would really say that if it was renal cancer? God, no. It's pancreatic cancer. No. Why do you go to the cancer well? You know?
That's funny stuff.
If it's funny the first time, it's really funny at the wait. That's the thing that they say. Across the pond in various places.
Mike, have you done this before, or
stand up or insult you?
I get them mixed up, but yeah, sure. It seems like kind of a dark beginning to the show.
Doesn't respond. You know,
okay.
You can make anything funny if you're a big enough clown, and I am.
Okay.
Absolutely. You know, you can make anything funny, and interestingly, you can make anything not funny. Just watch.
Right here.
Right. Yeah, thanks for the example.
We've had 9 minutes of this.
Watch everything Red Skelton ever did, if you don't believe me. Okay. Our first act tonight is that lovable guy who, in fact, is not ill. He's just taping across the hall. Ned Rice is a long time.
Me?
Yeah.
Right.
You said that you had to go someplace and do a live spot for people who actually like
That's
you?
already done. But I'll do your show. Mike.
No, well, you know what? You usually have to wait very long for the show. And our second act will be John O'Keefe, because John is
He's wonderful.
Yes, well, he is wonderful. He has we won't go in this way. We don't go into such a deep hole. Plus, John gets to go to bed if he needs to.
Thanks.
So,
When you say deep hole, you mean you anticipate kind of a lull after my set or during my set?
Not so much after your set.
It seems before.
Why don't we discuss it, as they say, off mic?
Okay.
First, I want to bring on a guy that I've known.
Off mic, isn't that you? Mondays at 8.
Yes, that is me. Mondays at 8:00. Off on a tear, teaching the world about comedy yet again. That's what I am every Monday at 8:00. I should be charging for this, if only to get you released from this Zoom call. People are like, the button doesn't work. The button doesn't work. All right. Anyway, John, hold on for 5 minutes, and Ned will be done. And
I thought that almost mistake right there.
we'll all have a laugh. So, why do I do this? Why every week? I do this. I don't know why. That's because I'm a sick man. Let's give a big round of applause, shall we, to Ned Rice.
Oh my goodness, thank you.
Yay.
Ned. Welcome to Mike Langworthy's first intervention. I think it's going really well. I think we're off to a good start.
Can I get
Mike,
anybody a drink?
Huh?
Can I get anybody a drink?
See, that's that quality I like about you, Mike, is to you always sort of miss the point. Wow. Mike is here, so I'll talk more bitter. Okay. Listen, folks, I think that you look like a nice cross section of America. So I'm just gonna run this by you're familiar with the Amazon Plus logo. You've seen this. It's like that thing on the blue background, right? Anybody?
Yes.
Yes,
It's rather
yes.
popular. That is the underside of an erect circumcised penis, correct? I mean, that's what that is. I'm not imagining that. I'm not seeing things. That's exactly what that is, and it's everywhere. Am I right?
Sure.
I just need you to tell me that it's okay. All right, because I don't care. I don't care if that's what they're using as their logo, but it's just a little, when I see one of those things on the side of an 18-wheeler and it's coming straight at me on the freeway, it's a little unsettling. It's just as a visual, I'd hate to get rear-ended by that guy. It would make for a very awkward funeral, I think. How did Ned go? Was it a heart attack? No, he got T-boned by one of those giant penis trucks. Oh, don't tell his mother. She'd hate that, But it's not I don't care. If you want to use a phallic symbol as your logo, I mean, that's your business. But good luck making any money with that business plan, Amazon. They're rather successful. Okay. But again, it's not I don't care. I don't care about, it's not a sex thing or a gay thing. Reminds me of this guy I work with. He's always saying, I'm not gay, but that Bradley Cooper, he's a really good looking guy. I'm not gay, but if I was, that Chris Hemsworth would be. And I said to them, I'm just putting this out there, Bill. What if you are gay? I mean, I just told you I'm not gay. Yeah, I know. By the way, say it, don't spray it. But Bill, for a guy who's not gay, you seem to have given this a great deal of thought. Oh, but I'm married. Oh, okay. Well, then that guarantees, like, there aren't any married men who secretly have gay sex. That's for sure. That's never happened. Darn tootin', I'm glad we sorted this out. So, are we still going camping this weekend? Yeah, probably not. Yeah, I think not. Maybe. Well, let's just hug it out then. No, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna do a little fist bump, and then I'm gonna be on my way, and then you just stay here and be not gay. Okay, that's cool. But go on for the Tony Awards, right? Yeah. Okay, sure. This is what I deal with, folks, and it's very sad. I also have a coworker who thinks he has great gaydar. Gaydar, when you can tell. Yeah. He's like, I think Fred might be bisexual. Like, really? Why do you think that? Well, have you noticed every time he has coffee, he puts half and half in it? Hello. And I'm like, no, that's not an indication of being, that has nothing to do with, why don't you go talk to Fred? I hear he's not gay. Why don't you do that? And so this is what I'm dealing with, folks. I'm also here to let you know that about a month from today, I'll be celebrating 3 years sober. So that's something I'm proud of. Well, to the extent that you can actually celebrate such a thing, like, hey Ned, how about another root beer? You know what? I'm good, guys. I'm just gonna go home and lay down for a while. So it's gonna be a pretty low key celebration, but I'm very happy to have gotten into recovery. I about 3 years ago, as I say, I decided, it's been fun, but I think it's time for me to quit drinking. And the judge and the jury both agreed. It was actually a unanimous jury. They said, yes, Ned, that is a great idea. You need to let that go. So when I was drinking, my drink of choice was vodka cranberries. I drank a lot of vodka and a lot of cranberry juice over the years. Just to give you an idea how much cranberry juice I put away. I've never had a urinary tract infection in my entire life. So, ladies, you're going to back me up on that one. That's a really good sign. I love being sober. I used to be an everyday blackout drinker, and now that I'm sober, I get to find out how movies end, which is so much fun. Just the other day, I got through Thelma and Louise all the way to the end sober. Now I know why there was no sequel. There was no Thelma and Louise 2. Because they went up to, it's like, it's over. And then recently I got all the way through Titanic for the first time. And when that ship went down, boy, I did not see that coming. Oh, by the way, sorry, spoiler alert. Yeah. So again, no Titanic 2, The Deuce. There's no reason to do that. So that's over. I started drinking when I was I started drinking and doing drugs when I was very young. Very young. First time I ever snorted cocaine, I used a silly straw. That's how young really I was. I had a Fisher Price bong, so it was a child, and it was mostly because I was so depressed. Even as a little child, I remember when I was 4 years old, my mother caught me in my sister's bedroom with my head in her easy bake oven. She said, "Oh my God, our little man's depressed. Lou, get a picture. He's trying to off himself, just like Grandpa." So that's kind of the background I'm coming from. You know what? My time is up, but thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the evening.
Yeah.
Hey, Ned Rice, ladies and
Oh,
gentlemen.
stop. Okay.
No,
stop.
really, Ned.
Yeah. Yes.
No, I'm just saying again, Ned. So that
You're just remembering my name. That's cool.
trying to drum up a little interest in your last 5 minutes. Jesus Christ. Hey, you know what? Not only do you not laugh, but learn, but you also learn about people who live in other countries. And on a night like this, when it's Victoria Day in Canada, the National Day of Mourning for picking the wrong side in the revolution. I want to bring on a guy from Ireland who comes from a country where they were always attempting a revolution against the English oppressors. Let's have a big round of applause for him because he's a patriot, goddammit. He's a fucking patriot. So laugh. Please.
Yeah.
Hello. Ladies and gentlemen.
Hello. Oh, I'm sorry.
You're on.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize. I was waiting for my name, but that's okay. We're going. We're going.
While you were saying hello, I was saying your name.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm a pro, I swear. It's great to be here. I love gigging for Americans. I do. You're good people. But I have to ask some questions. What is Trader Joe's? Like, what? That confuses me. That confuses me nearly as much as Joe Exotic and Joe Biden. All the Joes. They all just seem vaguely strange from a distance. Like I've been having this recurrent thought about Joe Exotic and Joe Biden walking around Trader Joe's bickering about how Biden's presidency is ruining their sexual relationship. Just me? No one else? You just see like Joe Exotic, "You've changed, Joe, since you became president." Then Biden counters with, "At least I didn't try to get someone killed. Not that we know of anyway." It's just getting dirty. And then they kiss and make up in the aisles, and then they walk out because Joe Biden shouldn't be shopping as president, and Joe Exotic should, of course, be in prison. It's an unusual Saturday in Trader Joe's in Madison, Wisconsin. I Googled a lot of things to write this stuff. Googled a lot. I do have to be honest. When I wrote that last bit, I hadn't slept for a long time, and I was listening to the theme for Taxi Driver on loop while thinking of bitterness from the past.
Oh, no.
So I was in a very creative but unhealthy place. It was good. Sometimes I can't tell Canadians and Americans apart. Is that offensive? I can't figure. I mean, to me, you all look the same, mostly white. That's it. You know.
That's the Irish guy.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Give me a cheer if you're from a shithole.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. I think I'm from the only shithole in Ireland. Like it's a place called Limerick, affectionately known as Stab City. Probably because we don't have tourism, we have victims. You know how that goes. One time I was on a date with a girl and I said I'm from Limerick and she asked why. I was like, so we can have this conversation and I can stop following you. Obviously. Like I'm proud of where I'm from. You know, it's not the greatest, but it's not terrible. But I found a guidebook on Ireland and I wanted to find something positive about Limerick. So I turned to the Limerick section and the opening line was literally, there's not much positive to say about Limerick. I was like, that's not ideal given it's the only thing I want from this fucking guidebook. The next line was, Limerick has a gritty, crime-ridden feel you associate with larger cities. And I was like, fucking hell, we overachieve. I knew it. But this is starting to sound a little like I hate crime. I hope this improves. Next line. In 2008, Limerick was murder capital of Europe, while Ireland was safest country overall. And I was like, I think that's statistically impossible, but I'll take it. But here's the thing. No one's going to tell. But the best thing about being from Limerick is still just not being from England. That's always. I got three minutes and 3.5 minutes into my set before slandering the English. That's a new record. It's never taken never taken that long. You have to slag off the English if you're like Irish or Scottish or Welsh or from anywhere else in the world. Actually, they really got around and fucking did a number on people. Never forget. They were an empire. It's fine. I have a girlfriend and I love her. I think I do. You know, it wanes. It goes up and down. But I love her. But I find our relationship has changed over the years. We're together 5 years now. And I find that her job nowadays is mainly to upgrade me from whatever bastard software I came with to something more presentable.
Mm-hmm.
I like to think I was like a Windows 95 when we met. And she's kind of bumped me up to like a Windows Vista, which is fine. She really, she thinks deep down that she can get me up to a Windows 10, but I'm a fucking 7 at best. 5 years. Like she's got brand loyalty, but she could probably do with changing operating systems herself. Okay, guys, thanks. That's about me. Love speaking to you. Thank you so much.
John O'Keefe, gentlemen, yielding back the remainder of his time.
He's a good senator.
Yeah, my people bailed. We bailed from England when they had taken over. I believe they had taken over Ireland 20 years before. So we got out in a fucking hurry. You know, that was, they're not really going anywhere with that. So
all water under the bridge now. We've forgotten clearly.
Mike, what are your memories of that day, Mike? What was it like? I'm sorry.
It was beautiful the day we sailed. I can tell you that.
I've spoken out of turn once again.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Priscilla asked me to marry her, and I said, "What? Get back at what? You supposed to come over on the Mayflower? So shut up, man. Let's go back."
Damn it.
God damn it. No, I went to a very dark place just there. Just so in case you know, I wasn't going senile, and it's completely a reasonable assumption, but I wasn't going senile. I just went to an extremely dark place that was not going to get a laugh in any known universe.
What was it like to tell? What was it like to tell dirty jokes on the Mayflower, Mike?
Those guys were a tough crowd. I'm trying to tell you, you know?
Not like that Pinta crowd or that Santa Maria crowd. You people are nice.
I heard you made real Pilgrim's Progress.
I had to, I was supposed to medal, but I bumped up to headliner because Miles Standish got stage fright. And I kept speak for yourself, Miles Standish. I don't want to do your time. I'm not getting paid to headline.
Did that help you with your work on cruise ships today, Mike? Or
no, actually, I clean rooms on cruise ships now. So
okay.
It wasn't that much of a help.
Especially when the people aren't in them.
And by clean, I mean pilfer.
Yes.
But anyway, you know, I keep saying that I'm going to introduce another act and then I don't. So I apologize for that. And Gerry, I apologize for making you wait. But let's bring him on now. Gerry Hodges, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, thank you very much. Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm used to having a whole bunch of old white people make me wait for shit that I'm looking forward to. Yeah, so don't excuse anything I'm wearing right now because the game just went to double overtime. So, yeah, I'm all good. So I'm just gonna do a whole bunch of one-liners. If you like them, you like them. If not, fuck you.
Crazy, my people are making you wait for stuff.
Your people as Americans.
Oh, no.
Yeah. You mean Americans, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean.
White Americans, yeah, that's what I mean.
Quit pandering.
I have a whole bunch of one-liners, but I'm going to dedicate a majority of my one-liners to the memory of Paul Mooney. Yes, there's some controversy around his life, but I'm just going to do this for him. So these are just one-liners. I'm just going to throw them out there. I did a set for Frankenstein's monster. He left in stitches. Kinder Surprise, or what I like to call child labor in a chocolate shell. I went out for Halloween dressed as a soccer ball. I did it just for kicks. I went on a blind date. The woman said the whole time, "You can take the blindfold off now." Haven't seen her since. I can't believe it's not butter. Created by a guy who couldn't spell margarine. I bought a defective memory foam pillow. Turns out it has Alzheimer's. I got into a fight with a friend of mine, and then she started throwing these big words at me. I said, "That's the last time you and I are playing Scrabble." I once dated a nurse who also happens to be a nymphomaniac. Had to break up with her. Every moment she can find, she tried to practice mouth-to-penis resuscitation on me.
Ooh.
Do atheists believe in making snow angels? Got a new person in here. Laura, how you doing? Don't worry, it's I'm a black guy. I'm a white-sounding black guy, so that should put you a little bit at ease. Yes. And you're from Chicago. I'm a Bulls fan. I'll just let you know. So where am I at? I'm based out of Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. Hey, I'm a Canadian.
Yeah.
Ottawa has 3 world records. One is the world's largest canal, body of water. Number 2, since 2010, Ottawa has had the record for the world's largest group hug.
Aww.
Yeah. Just over 10,500 people. The 3rd world record coincidentally happened on the same day because over 10,500 wallets were reported missing. Okay, does anyone know who Terry Fox is?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Terry Fox, people were talking in Canada, we're talking about putting Terry Fox on our $5 bill, which does make sense because neither $5 nor Terry Fox could go as far as they used to. I was trying to get people to watch my show today. I did a show earlier today. It's like, no, I can't really watch it. It's like, come on, it's free. I'll send you the link. It's like, no, I can't. At that time, I realized I'm going to drop all my friends who are homeless.
Oh,
What else do I have here? What else do I have here? I bought a Cleveland Indians jersey. Yeah, it has Wahoo on it. Because this is the last year that the Cleveland Indians are going to be known as the Cleveland Indians. They're dropping the nickname because the name is racist and degrading, right? This isn't the first time this has happened. There was a team years ago called the Washington Bullets in basketball, but they were forced to change their name because the team name is negative and violent. So now the team is known as the Washington Wizards. I mean, let's see if I got this straight. So Indians are racist and degrading. Bullets are negative and violent, but it's okay to take a professional sports team with black men and name them after the leader of the KKK.
Well,
Really?
crazy.
Yeah, let's name that hockey team down south, the Florida Black Panthers, while we're at it. If so, it'll be easier to see them on the ice.
Oh.
I wish that there was a horror movie that was more advanced so that the potential victims in that movie could hear the loud black people in the movie theater talking. Okay, I think I got maybe 1 minute. I want to do this last joke here. I was talking to my friend. We're having an argument. Our argument was who has it worse, men or women? Anyone, men or women? Men have it worse. Who?
Men.
Men have it worse? Oh,
Yep.
that I agree with. Because women are more presentable, smarter, more beautiful. But men, we're always supposed to like suck it up and whatnot. And with 2021 here, we're told, here's the thing, it's basic social views of a man because any type of misunderstanding, true or not, can destroy a man's life. Here's what I mean. I was at the liquor store the other day, 10 minutes before closing time, because I'm an expert in investing in my future. I rushed in, got myself some whiskey. It's this 12-year aged whiskey. And I go to the cashier, I pay for it. And then right afterwards, the cashier says to me in a loud, clear voice, "Good night, sir. Enjoy your 12-year-old."
Oh,
End of sentence right there. Because that was 10 minutes before closing time. Imagine it was in prime time in the liquor store. If they'd said that, I'd be followed home by foot. I'm like, I'm not a pervert. I'm a fucking lush. Now excuse me while I go home and watch adult female porn. And also, and if that were to happen, you'd find me on your Twitter news feed, wouldn't you? You'd see the headline, 37-year-old black male leaving liquor store with 12-year-old blonde.
Oh.
That's it for me. Thank you very much. Rock and roll.
Gerry Hodges. Gerry Hodges. Let him hear it, folks.
All right.
hey.
Let him hear
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
May I plug my show before I head out?
Yes.
My show is called No Line to Cross Comedy. It's every Sunday on Zoom. We have a group on Facebook, and we're also on Twitter. It's NLTC Comedy, at NLTC Comedy on Twitter. So
Type all the information into the chat so people can have it.
Yeah.
Okay.
all right, no problem.
All right. That's one more time for Gerry Hodges. All right. So here we are. On to our next performer. One of the regular guys on the open mic. Always makes me laugh. I'm sure it'll make you laugh. Big round of applause for Bruce Lipsky.
Yay, Bruce.
Thank you. It seems tonight there's an alcohol theme. I don't know where that's coming from. But, I think I once related this true story. A tribe in Africa has been distilling gin for the last 200 years, and they just decided to change their formula, and they're adding elephant dung into their mix. It turns out that when elephants eat flowers and things out in the jungle, they don't digest it all the way, so the botanicals come out of their rear end, and it supposedly adds to the flavor of the gin. But the African tribe had a problem naming this, so they had a contest. I actually won first prize. I called it shit-faced.
Oh,
And I suggested that they get into the kids market and make a beverage, for people that can't drink alcohol, made out of monkey pee. I told them to call it Dr. Pecker.
Yeah.
True story, though. True story. Yeah. My wife is a gardener, and I don't know if anybody does gardening at all, but she has gone crazy with kale. She's become a kale connoisseur and a kaleaholic. And I did some research about kale, and I found that it's in the lettuce family. It's like lettuce's older cousin. You know, the one that's in her 50s, divorced 4 times. Very, very, very bitter. And my wife is so obsessed with growing this kale that I'm not even allowed to touch it. She's even hired a special landscaper. The other day, he flew in 30 migrant workers. And they converted my garage into a boarding house. And my wife is so proud of her kale recipes. Even got some from these guys. I had kale enchiladas last week. But to me, no recipe ends well when the first ingredient is kale. And the only problem with kale is it tastes like kale. And you just can't cook kale like a regular vegetable. You have to get a big bag of spinach. You put it in a pot, and 5 pounds of spinach comes out like this much, little mess over here. But kale is the opposite. You put that in water, this thing keeps on expanding like the blob. I'm expecting Steve McQueen to pop out somewhere. You just can't get rid of this crap. But the thing about kale is, in order to prepare it, you have to massage it. But she's become crazy massaging this thing. Now, this kale is more relaxed than my bowels after eating Taco Bell.
hello.
And with this whole kale thing, she's got into spa experience. If kale had fingers and toes, she'd probably give it a manicure and a pedicure. But I came home the other day from working out and opened the front door, and there were rose petals in my living room leading to the kitchen. And there was scented candles placed all around the living room, leading to the kitchen. The lights were dimmed, mood lighting. In the background, Barry White music was playing, and I can hear my wife singing in the kitchen. Oh, it's ecstasy when you lay down next to me. Yes, it's ecstasy when you lay down next to me. Then I walked into the kitchen. I said, yeah, I'm going to go out for tonight. Luckily, my lady. And she had the towel laid out on the counter. Then I said, oh, shit, we're having kale again. Looks like Mr. Kale's the only one's going to have the happy ending tonight. You know, kale is part of this new group of foods called superfoods.
Yeah.
And in my day, we didn't have superfoods. We just had food. But the latest superfood to grace my table is something called quinoa, quinwali, quinine. My wife corrects me and says it's called quinoa. I said, if I can't spell it or pronounce it, I shouldn't be eating it. But the new superfood for me in 2021 is chipotle. But my son always corrects me and says it's chipotle. I said, great, this is coming from a kid who got a 40 on his Spanish regions. Chipotle or chipotle, all I know, no matter how you spell and pronounce it, I really love their pulled pork fajitas. That's my time. My name is Senor Lipsky. Thank you very much.
Hey.
Hey,
Paper.
thank you, Bruce Lipsky and his little golden book of kale.
Yeah.
The only thing he didn't teach us is how to digest it. But I don't know that's.
The kale of my comedy.
No, the kale. Your comedy is very easy to digest. It's as easy to digest as that elephant shit gin is to drink.
He killed.
Smooth. It's smooth, but you feel just a little creepy afterwards.
Mhm.
I'm going to bring our next performer on right away because why? I don't know. Because I've ruined the whole show so far, and I figure why break a pattern. No, I kid. Come on. I love this guy. I'd love to say that I know where he's from and I love it. But what I will say is I know where he comes from. Toledo, Ohio, the Limerick of Ohio. Please welcome, if you will, Jeffrey Burden, ladies and gentlemen. Jeffrey Burden.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. I got nothing for that intro. I got nothing. I'm just gonna take it.
Ignore me like everybody else does.
Just gonna roll. What did you say, Mike? What was that? I'm sorry. No. I kid. Everybody, I'm gonna do some shorter jokes. I don't know. Do they count as one-liners when they have like 3 sentences? You decide. I don't know. All right. So I'm sitting down at dinner with my wife, and she hands me the TV remote, and she says to me, "Take the remote, honey. It's the only control you're ever gonna have in this marriage."
Hello.
Oh,
It's funny because it's true.
It was a little. It was true. It was true. It was a little awkward. I don't think I can get the batteries for this relationship. All right, see what happened? Yep. It's not going to work out. Translation is not going to work out. Okay, never mind. Let's see. We watch Dogs for Extra Cash, guys. You know, it's getting a little tight. We watch Dogs for Extra Cash. It's kind of rough.
Hello.
Oh no.
Some owners are using that choke collar, you know, that I think they call it a Herm Sprenger choke collar, right? Because we'll watch, you know, 2 dogs several times, you know. It's weird. I look at it, it's like S&M for dogs. I think they wrote a book about it. 50 Shades of Greyhound.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Let's pause on that, everyone.
Yes. Look.
Please don't hound me about this set, Chuck.
oh dear.
That's artful.
We'll catch up later. Okay, all right. Let's see. My wife has 2 sugar gliders. She had to keep the daughter separated from the father because the father would try to mate with the daughter. And I understand that completely. My family's from Kentucky, so you know it's in the family. That's right. You're looking at a result of a. Okay, all right. That's a different set, everybody. I have webs in my hands. What? All right. I'm a little. I'm a great swimmer. I'm clumsy. I'm clumsy, people. I accidentally nicked a coworker in the head with a big piece of glass. He's okay. I just think I might have shattered my future with the company.
Oh, hello.
Oh.
Yes. People, I would like to talk a little bit. I've got 2 more minutes I would like to talk about my wonderful relationship with my mother. A couple decades ago, she told me that I would not make a good father, and that's not the enjoyable part. That's you know right. That's right. Just to be clear, you know, it's okay because I didn't want to marry my grandmother anyways, right? That's weird. Yeah. But you know, I never tried to. My wife has sons, right? I never tried to play dad with them. Not my responsibility. The only time I will step in is if like somebody could get hurt. This is when they were little. They're all adults now, and you know, at the wedding reception, the 16-year-old comes up. At the time, he was 16. He comes up to me and says, "Hey, Jeff, congratulations on your wedding, man, dude. Seeing as how you're my dad now, can I like have a beer?" I said, sure, have one. Have one. And so, yeah, maybe I wouldn't have made a good father. My mom might have been onto something. I don't know. Maybe you decide. You decide. Whatever. I wouldn't be a good father. You know, whatever. She worships a God that had his son murdered. Okay, Mom? All right? All right? Hang on a minute. Whoa, there it is again. All right, hang on. Jesus, cross. Okay. My name is Jeffrey Burden II, and sometimes people get hurt. Good night, everybody.
That was a great joke. She worked with God who had his son murdered. Whew.
My God.
You know, I've been anti organized religion virtually my whole life, and I hadn't thought of it exactly that way before. Here's foolish me thinking, and look at all the terrible things they're doing in his name. Yeah, really. Well, a fish stinks from the head. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Anybody? Is this on? All right, never mind. Nobody cares. You know why? Because I'm a loser. Right? That was my trip down memory lane with the Beatles. And please welcome our next performer, if you will, who may or may not have ever met the Beatles, but he does live in the same state Ed Lennon that John Lennon was killed in. So probably has a couple of cute stories about that to tell you tonight. So please welcome, if you will, Ed Smyth. Ed Smyth, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, Ed.
Well, thank you, Mike. Thank you so much. Thank you, Chuck, and thank you, and I'd like to thank the one thing that's made me what I am today: cell division. Thank you. And now it's time for quality control inspector at the Hoover Vacuum Manufacturing. This thing sucks! And now it's time for Timmy Tuba, the tax time preparer. So, Timmy, how does it look for my taxes this year? Really, that bad? Yes, Timmy Tuba, the tax preparer. And now it's time for Alcatraz, the 30s movie gangster reading your favorite children's bedtime story. So the little dog took the cat and put a cat up in his face and said, "Okay, I'm the big dog around here, say." And the cat got mad. And then the cat died. And then the dog started rounding up all the other animals. And the farm animal started complaining. And then the giraffe stuck his neck out and he said, "I ain't gonna stick no neck out for no cat, see? Because I'm the big cheese around here, see?" And then Mr. Hippo came to the dog and said, "Okay, all right, I'm cleaning up here, see?" And the dog said, "No way, Mr. Hippo." And he shot him in the snoot because they got a cat. And then he rounded up the rest of the boys and shot him with a cat too. Yeah. Yes, Alcatraz, the 30s gangster story. And now it's time for electric engineer meditation. Voltage. Watts. Om. Yes, those electric engineers meditating. Okay, and now it's time for two quality control inspectors at the American Mattress Factory. Next, wiki. You made your bed. Now you lie in it. Okay. Yep, feels good. Okay, check. Yes, two quality control inspectors. Okay, now it's time for bipartisan trolls. Cry me a river, liberal. Build me an archipelago, conservative. Later that day. crimey and European river liberal. Here's the Elba for you, conservative. Yes, bipartisan trolls. All right, and now it's time for the remarkable world of ants. Go, baby, go! Yeah, pick up that rock. Woo, baby, yeah, 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 yeah. You the ant, yeah, baby, yeah. Yes, the remarkable world of ants. And now it's time for. Let's go back to 1931 for the audition for the gravedigger in the movie Frankenstein. Okay, next. All right, all right. That's good enough for the likes of him. No, 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 no. You read it like this. All right. That's good enough for the likes of him. Next. All right. That's good enough for the likes of him. No. Doesn't anybody get this right? It's like this. All right. That's good enough for the likes of him. Well, it took a while to get that casting straightened out. Well, and that's it for tonight. And back to you, Mike.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to say. It's love of
Good
her
job,
hand.
Ed.
You'll never meet somebody who thinks like Ed Smyth. And I've seen a lot of comics in my day. I really have. I felt like I was right there in the casting room with you. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to yourself to put him back on camera so everybody can read the books on that shelf. They're different every time he comes on as himself. So it's catcher in the rye, pitcher on the mound, shortstop on a bagel, third base in 3D, first base on drugs, manager in a quandary.
Oh, yes.
sorry.
Well,
Did I catch you
wanna
at
be sure
that
that
time?
if Judy Woodruff ever interviews me on PBS NewsHour, I have my bookshelf all set to go.
Good to know. Good to know. One more time for Ed Smyth. Ed Smyth,
Oh, thank
ladies
you.
and gentlemen, both ladies and gentlemen. So you know what? If you don't mind, Laura, let me take a moment. No, you know what? Never mind. I'm going to bring you on. And then-
Fine.
You are more important to me than a couple of announcements. No, you.
No, do it.
You mean too much to me.
No, we want Laura.
Yeah, see what I mean?
Yeah.
Even Ned, who can barely scratch his name in the ground with a stick, would rather listen than listen to me do announcements. So I just give the people what they want. I give the people what they want. And here she is, Laura Hugg. Clap a lot. Yeah.
Thanks. It's nice to be here. I moved and it's just been, I haven't been able to get here. So it's good to be here, and I've done some in-person stuff. So that's changed everything. Back with all the younger comics out in the open mics. But, I like them and I have a lot of friends, even though there's an age difference. And I like the teasing that goes on. We joke about each other's ages, what generation we're from. Like, I'll make fun of millennials in their tight pants and they'll make fun of 9/11. Actually, somebody called me a boomer, was wisely doing crowd work on another comic and called me a boomer. And I'm like, you're wrong. I'm not a boomer. I'm Gen X. I don't piss my pants because of age. I do it because of alcoholism. It is great, youngin. It is interesting to do stand up with people that are younger. You all know, I started stand up in middle age and I've watched some of my peers in comedy, go through puberty while they've watched me go through menopause. And interesting experience to say, hey, wow, the booker for that show really filled out.
Yeah.
Or to turn to someone on a showcase and say, oh, your mustache is finally coming in, and they're like, yeah, yours too.
Hello.
Women often complain about not being seen, and as we get older, because we're not objects of desire more. And I know that sometimes I feel that way. I feel invisible. I really miss the days when I would be walking down the street and a guy would lean his head out of the window of the car and go, hey, bitch, you want to suck my dick? Man, I miss that. It's like now they lean their head out of the window of their car and go, hey, bitch, do you know where the Trader Joe's is? I'm dating somebody, and that's great. I sometimes, I would like more credit for how crazy I'm not. I have a lot of emotions, but I used to have a lot of emotional problems, and there's a difference, my partner is not very emotional. And so, but he will express sometimes dismay that I cry as much as I do over the things that I do cry over, but at least they're coming out appropriately. I will say, the old Laura had a little trouble, managing her emotional problems. I was, but what do I do now for that? I mean, for a long time, I've worked on it. I go to several 12-step programs. So I have a couple of sponsors. I see a therapist. I went to Weight Watchers. I have a meeting leader. I've gone to the gym. I had a personal trainer. I went to a church. Now I have a pastor. I mean, when you date me, you don't just get me, you get a panel of experts, I feel like the only thing I could probably add to the team is I do need an arbiter for my feelings, because there are a lot of them. And I also, sometimes they do get aimed at the people in my life, and they're not necessarily negative or positive. There's just a lot of them, but it could be worse. I mean, sometimes, when I'm thinking about all the miracle that I am and how I've changed, like I fight with my partner, but I don't yell anymore, so sometimes though, I'll just look over at him and think, wow, you don't know how lucky you are that I didn't stab you in the middle of the night, or that you woke up and I'm wearing a lot of your skin, or, to enjoy that femur, that it's not boiling on a pot on my stove. It could go, it could just go in a lot of different directions. So it's not. And I don't say anything. I'm very humble, but it could be a lot worse. And I think that's all I'm going to do. I'm glad to see you all. And that's what I have tonight. So thanks.
Yay. It's always great, and recently a little disquieting to hear you. Thanks for coming on the show, and thanks especially for it being a Zoom call. Because the farther away is what I'm saying. You know what? Never mind. Just if I have to explain it, then fuck you.
I got it.
No, I know you got it. I mean, you're very smart, but let's face it, there's at least one guy out here who's a moron.
Hey,
I always like the guy who says, hey.
now you've done it.
Quite get the concept, because
Now you've done it, Mike.
I make it anonymous on purpose.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
a little hot with you. I apologize.
I see Ned's got fleas now. Is that what it says?
Yes, that's what it says. Ned's got fleas now. That's too bad, because I was going to say before I brought up our next act that we usually keep the Zoom call open a little bit after the show for people who want to stay around and just talk comedy and perhaps, put unobtrusively some kind of a trace on Laura just to be on the safe side. So you can do that. And you know what? We'll just have Josh. Josh will be our last performer for the evening, our headliner, if you will. And Chuck, then we can do our announcements and we'll say goodnight after that. What do you say?
Sounds like a plan.
All right. And let's do that. Next performer, really good guy. I've been trying to hook him up with because he's a nice guy. He should have a relationship. I try to hook him up with a relationship, but it just hasn't been happening for some reason. Women shy away from him. So he's a wonderful man, though. And if any of you are interested, just let me know. Hey, I don't even know how he swings. So it's open. At this point, it's open to everybody. Please, big hand for Josh DiDonato, ladies and gentlemen. DiDonato.
Thank you, Mike. We all, define relationship differently.
Yes, we do.
I know Laura and I do. So.
Oh, geez, now I feel bad. Whoops.
Yeah. So I've been. I'm here in Atlanta, and I am going to go see the person that I am contractually obligated to refer to as my beloved in Chicago. Which I've been driving. It's an interesting drive. This last time I drove through Kentucky, Tennessee, Ohio, Indiana. And it was interesting, making that drive. It was only in Indiana that I saw, I think, at least 10 different anti-abortion billboard campaigns from 10 different organizations. Didn't see one of those in Kentucky or Tennessee, but Indiana. If you drive through Indiana, you're gonna know how they feel about abortion. They do not care for it, which kind of makes sense. If you think about it, just like Indiana is a place where there are a lot of people who just know that they would be good candidates to be aborted. So really, kind of a self-preservation thing. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of just upheaval and social unrest. A lot of people talking about reforming the police. I don't think it's being framed the right way because the phrase that is being used a lot is people say defund the police, which I don't think that is focusing on the most important part. I think it's more about disarming the police, because I think that enough police personnel have shown that they cannot handle a firearm responsibly, which you might not need for a taillight. You may not need a gun for that transaction, it turns out. It might almost be worse if you have a gun, it turns out. So I think it's more about disarming the police, but I know realistically there's going to be some police personnel that will need to have guns for a certain level of ne'er-do-well. That's my term for criminals, is ne'er-do-wells. But so there's going to be some cops that need guns, right? I think we just need to severely limit the number of guns that they have access to. Like every police precinct should get 5 guns, and that way they'll use them when they need to, like cop comes in and they're like, oh, there's a 211 in progress. Let me get gun A. And they're like, oh, no, Eddie's got that. Like, all right, how about gun B? Oh, Jack. All right, how about gun C? It's in the shop. They're like, all right, what about the other ones? And they're like, those are checked out too. You know what? You might have to talk to them. It's like, I didn't get into this business because I like talking. Okay. That's the folksy, affable cop who shoots black youths character that I'm working on. Yeah, I don't know. There's a there's an outcry for justice in this country, and dealing with racial justice and inequality, and I think it's clear to me that the major corporations have gotten together and have decided that they are absolutely committed to letting black people be in commercials. If you have any black friends with a SAG card, they're gonna be on TV this year. If you're willing to help sell things, then there you go. And people have been talking about representation in media, and black people, you got it. You got your representation in media. You want representation in Congress as well? Don't get greedy, okay? Are the major corporations committed to fighting the voter suppression bills around the country? Maybe not. But look, they've got. We're gonna put you on TV. I don't know. It's the thing is, that's the people who advertise are they're selling their products, but they're also selling something else, which is people talk about peace of mind is like a sort of a theme, a sort of undercurrent of advertising. And peace of mind in 2021 for a lot of white people is I don't want to think I'm racist. So that's what they're selling. It's like if you're a white guy and you see a black guy drinking Diet Coke, you're like, oh, see, I'm like that guy. I can't be racist. I drink Diet Coke. And then you're like, look, I can't be racist. I just applied for a Rocket mortgage. And that thoughtful black dad just did that on the commercial. So that's what I'm doing for the cause, where you're like, I can't be racist. I just bought the same end table on Wayfair.com that strong independent black woman did for her dorm room. Okay, this is very sprawling. I think it's I'm gonna pretend like I've gone over time and not like I haven't found a proper ending for that. Thank you. Good night.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Josh DiDonato. I love him. Not in a creepy way. Well, call me. No, come on, stop. Why do you do that? Anyway, so that is our little fondue of a show tonight.
Woo.
Little cheesy, a little soft, but very funny. See what I was saying? I was combining the two concepts, fondue and never mind. Open mic every Monday, 8 o'clock. We're going to be adding new features as we go into our new phase now that the apocalypse has passed into the land of memory. It's the CPO Sharky of it's now the Hooperman of shows. I'm just naming shows that I love that didn't run. Every year I write, along with several other people, a full-length musical review, all of the music of which comes from ASCAP and BMI licensed songs. So if you come to see the show, you can know that every song you listen to will be one that you either recognize or that is a well-known show from a musical or a pop star that you didn't listen to. And the lyrics are repurposed to help the story. The stories are interesting. They have large casts, about 200 people, of whom between 30 and 40% are people with special needs that range from mild and unnoticeable on stage to profound. And somehow the director and all the other people involved with the show find meaningful ways to use all of the cast members, regardless of their level of ability or disability. It's very, the shows are very moving. And actually, this is coming from somebody who's worked as a professional at a pretty high level in the business. They're actually entertaining on an absolute level as well. It's not just, hey, look, they brought out the people with developmental disabilities and look at all the things they can do. No, it's not that. It's an actual entertaining show, and it gives people who wouldn't ordinarily have a chance to perform. And so please go to magicmomentsinc.org, make a donation, check out the website and find out when they're going to be doing their next show. I don't even know at this point because the pandemic has thrown all the cards up in the air. But if you're ever in Denver in March, that's when they usually have the shows during spring break. And it's a great way to go and not be at a super spreader event. I want to thank all of our performers tonight. I kid around about how, I say all but one of you was great and all that stuff. And but that's not really true, especially tonight. It was at least two. Anyway, we had Gerry Hodges, John O'Keefe, Ned Rice, Laura Hugg, Josh DiDonato, Ed Smyth, Bruce Lipsky, Jeffrey Burden II. I don't think I left anybody out. Chuck, of course, was our affable and ample producer. And I think we should give ourselves a big round of applause for having a great show.
Right.
Yeah.
We did have a good show. We have some gifts to give away.
Oh, really?
Right.
I didn't know that. I did not know that. I wouldn't have thanked everybody before this because it seems like.
Right. It's in the notes. Don't worry. It's not like I write them for you. Elevating Connections is a charity that we donate 10% of your ticket sales to help youth who are separated from their siblings by foster care. Next show is going to be June 4th, I believe. Whoa. June 7th, Mike. So we're going to take Memorial Day off. We'll be back June 7th, and we'll do a round robin, my hometown hero. So come in with jokes about your hometown hero, and best joke wins a hero sandwich. That'll be our special that night. Oh, there's Chef Scapone.
And what goes with a sandwich better than?
You were saying, Mike?
I think I was saying the same thing you were saying, but while you were saying it. So
Right. So Chef Scapone likes to taunt me with salads, and we should thank our VIP customers, including Victoria. We got you this. This is Mike's childhood castle, so you can enjoy that. You can actually stay there whenever you
want. The servants.
We got you a little virtual cocktail as you're on your way. Enjoy one last nightcap. And also got you these two fellas. I'm not sure what they're grappling about. I believe they're lining up for my next relationship. But either way,
told me they were wrestling, but
yeah, you can virtually imagine whatever they're doing. And this late night meatless veggie burger with foie gras, and enjoy that. And you should have a salad, of course. We want you to have that without a salad. And then those watching on the YouTube and in our general admission seats, get you a car. It's a car on a mountain lift, but you know, it's a car nonetheless. And then we got you this lamb. I think that's it's virtually yours.
Looks like one of those wrestlers surprised it.
Right. And then not sure where the lamb went, but we also got you one more sandwich, lamb and cheese.
Oh,
And of course, we
it's a
should get
lamb
you
sandwich, like
a salad. You should enjoy a salad. At that is our prizes for open mic. No sing along, buddy. Just
yeah.
a great show, and we look forward to Memorial Day, a nice little break, and then we're back.
So we're not doing a show next week. We're doing a show the week after.
Yep, June, and then signups just started for June. They're available on Eventbrite, and then please just keep yourself limited to 1 or 2 a month. If you'd like to book more, just reach out to me via email, and I'll take care of the booking. That way, we can get new people in. So those of you who come here all the time,
Those of you are coming back a lot.
you can choose to email me, and I'll do my best to accommodate you with spots, longer spots too, for those of you who are interested in that.
Yes, yeah, that's another thing that we're going to do. That I'm glad you mentioned that. So, hey, you know, we're still on YouTube. We ought to let the YouTube people go.
All right, bye, YouTubers. Oh, we should do a silly photo.
Oh yeah,
Do a silly photo for the YouTubes. You need one for the summer. How about your best summer look?
Let me take my shirt off. Hold on.
No.
How about completely surprised summer look, and a 1 and a 2 and a 3. That's great. Those help with the promotions. We'll see you, YouTubers.